Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 9:48 a.m. 8/13/2025. How y'all doing? We're in Lamont. Not Lamont, California, but outside of Paducah. Gonna run 60 through Wycliffe and go that way. This air brake is ridiculous. If you push this one in, that one pops out. So you got to hold them both down. All right, let's get on the road. Taking this load to 2 boats on a single axle trailer. Single axle trailer, the reason why I even bring that up is because the single axle trailer has a lot of reverb back up in the truck, a lot of feedback. Because it's a single axle, it bounces a lot more than a tandem or a spread. So up here in the truck, you get a lot of feedback from the trailer. Anyway, so this delivers Friday in Draper, Utah. Got a lot of reactions on that last video during my oil change. I noticed a guy that had 7,000 subscribers got 110,000 views on the same title that I used. His was is driving a truck a waste of time, and I changed it to a waste of life, and it got a lot of reactions. That's a pretty good topic. Some people got bent, other people are like, no way. And like I said in the video, it's a matter of opinion, and I still believe that it's a matter of opinion. And some people it's destroyed their lives, because when it comes to trucking, especially over the road, there's a lot of sacrifices to be made to your family or for your family. You can't be there for your family when you're always gone. They're making this 60 coming on out of Paducah, from exit 4. Going through Wycliffe and over the Mississippi and the Ohio on over into Missouri, a 4-lane. It'd be nice to see if they make a bridge like they did over in what is it, St. Gerardo? Yeah, they got a beautiful bridge going over in Mississippi. So it'd be nice to see if they do that. It's a main a main thorough. I can't come up now that I want to say it. I can't say it. Anyway, it's a main route from the lower part of Missouri over to Kentucky. And I think it's a long past due highway. It should have been done a long time ago. The Thoroughway, it just says County Line Road closed. I don't know what County Line Road is, but hope it has nothing to do with me. This is Keeble, like Weevil. Little spot. Seen some Harleys over here for sale one time, and a riding lawnmower. I've got you guys on that angle there because a lot of you seem to like it versus this camera, putting it here and it's facing me. I think you can see me in that sun visor over there. That's not a mirror, it's a sun visor. It's like tinted glass. So if the sun gets down below the sun visor, you flip it down. Got two colors there, amber and rose color. I might have to take some more allergy tablets today. Zyrtec. And I don't take tablets, I take gel tablets, gel capsules, because the tablets are too hard on my kidneys. So my kidneys, because they've been damaged, they don't break down pills and tablets without causing a lot of pain, and so therefore I have to use a gel or a liquid. This road really is a dangerous road driving a semi-truck on. The edge of the road collapses a lot, and so the road will go down. It'll have big dips in it, and they're pretty big too. And whenever you hit them with the semi-truck, rolls the truck over, and it's pretty scary business. Now they just freshly asphalted it, but they've since I've been going through here, which is many years, they'll asphalt it and it will last maybe a year, and then those dips come back. But yeah, it's a really scary road, real tight. And then, like I said, you get those dips. So just get on here and pay attention. Don't get in no hurries. Don't want to kill anybody. Or worse yet, hurt somebody. Just take your time. So I don't know, most of you that watch Big Belly Bumbles are aware of what's been happening to the trucking industry over the last 4 years. It's actually been happening for the last 10 years, really. Since the Obama days. So there's always been this program called the H-2B program. And it's a design program to, like, you have field workers and farmers can't get field workers because American people don't want to get out there and bend over and do field work all day. And so there's a shortage in workers. And so that's what the H-2B program was all about. To bring workers in from other countries on temporary green card visas or whatever. Green cards is what they are. And so they bring them over on a temporary basis to the seasonal and do all this work, and then when their season's up and their green card status is up, then they are able to they'll go back home until the next season. And so the H-2B program it's to get the government to reach out to other governments to bring these people over here to fulfill these jobs that can't be filled. And so, well, during the Obama administration, let me back up a little bit. So, big trucking outfits that have mega billions of dollars team up with the lobbyists and AAA and all them outfits that they work just big companies, just big they stand for the big company. They don't stand for little guys like OIDA. And so anyway, so they all got together and decided that they would go after the H-2B program. And so first off, I've been driving for 34 years, and when I first started out working for companies, some pretty big ones too. And so when you first start off, they have recruiters, and these recruiters give you all this, you'll be home every weekend, you'll make this amount of money, you'll get this truck, and you'll run in this area, and they tell you everything that you're going to do. And you're, oh, that sounds pretty decent. But then when you get in the truck, it's like they want you to put on a seatbelt and never get out. You're now their prisoner, and they want you to do what they tell you to do, and then you just get fed up with it and leave. So that's happened over and over and over, so much so that their turnover rate was just ridiculous. I mean, it's so ridiculous that they have programs where they have hotels and big auditoriums and set up where they bring masses of busloads of people in at a time and get them in the trucks. And it's an ongoing thing, a weekly thing. They do it every week, all year round, these big outfits. That's how much of a turnover there is. And the turnover is because that they abuse the drivers, and they don't pay them what they say they're going to pay them, and they don't get home as often as they say that they're going to get home, and they just abuse them. And so That's why there's a turnover. Now there's a natural turnover too, without the companies abusing them. There's those who think that they want to get out there and make money and find out that it's not worth the cost, and the cost is your home life. Once you become an over-the-road truck driver, you sacrifice your home life. And so that's the number one thing that you'll find out when you become an over-the-road truck driver. You have no home life. And so it'll work out like this. Well, you'll get home every weekend. Yeah, and so you get out there, you run and you get loaded on Friday, and the load's heading towards your house. So you get loaded on Friday. Well, you get there and you wait all day, and you finally get loaded by the end of the day, and your clock's run out, and so because you waited all day, so you make it home sometime on Saturday, sometime, and as soon as you arrive to the house, you get a phone call, ring, 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 ring. You answer, hey, by the way, you got to deliver that load on Monday, and so that means you need to leave out tomorrow. And that's an ongoing thing every darn time. They get you, oh yeah, we'll get you going by the house, and that's what you get. And it's the most frustrating thing you'll ever go through, because you got things to take care of. You got people to see. You got family to love, and all that. People who need you, and that's what they do to people, and that's why they have such a turnover rate. And that's another thing. That's the natural part of it. That naturally nobody wants any part of that. And the other part is that they lie to you and say that they're not going to do that to you, but they do it anyway. What all the big trucking outfits did, because they spent all this money of bussing in people, getting them in there, and giving them room and board, and a hotel room, and putting them through training, blah blah blah, and getting them in the truck, and then the people quit because of that and money. And so what they did is they decided that they would take advantage of the HB2 program and started saying, oh, there's a driver shortage. There's never been a driver shortage. There's plenty of drivers right here in the United States. The problem is that you can't keep them employed because of false pretenses and a lack of pay. Just a neglect and abuse and a lack of pay. And it's not worth it to give up your life at home to do this job. And so that's where the real problem is. But they decided that they would take advantage of the HB2 program, and the lobbyists got together, and all that big money, and next thing you know, Obama's got all these people coming over. So I don't know exactly the number. But you can ask AI on Google and ask how many foreign-born green card holders that they are here in America, and AI will tell you there's over 750,000 foreign-born green card holders here in America, driving semi-trucks across America. And then you ask the question, well, doesn't the green card expire after so much time? No, they have a loophole. The loophole is that they file for permanent residency. And if they file for permanent residency, then what happens is the government just renews their temporary status every time it expires, or right before it expires. And so they're basically here forever. So currently right now we have, according to Google AI, over 750,000. Now, you know how they are. They lie to us, and so there's probably twice as many as that. So the reason why I bring that up is because I asked you, all of you, if you knew what was going on with trucking here in America, and how over 100,000, well, it was 80,000, now it's 100,000 trucking companies have gone out of business. Over 100,000 trucking companies have gone out of business in the last 4 or 5 years. I don't know the exact numbers, and so it's big, really big. And you know, since I've been in trucking for over 34 years, and really I started getting into it back in the 70s, but we don't want to go there. Trucking has always been up and down, you know, because it goes with the, you know, the seasons and the markets and stuff like that. So it's always had a rebound. It's always had its low spots, but it's not rebounding, and it hasn't been rebounded. And they want to say it's the markets, and it's this and it's that. But what it really is that you have all these people in the trucking that shouldn't be here. And I don't know anything about this part of it. I need to do some more research on it. But from what I understand, a lot of these companies that are employing a lot of these foreigners are foreign companies themselves. And so I don't know anything about that part of it. I do, what I know is what I was telling you. And anyway, so that's what's been going on with the trucking, and I personally noticed the difference in behavioral ethics of these foreign people. For one, they have no respect for this country. They think it's a human garbage can. Everywhere they go, they throw their garbage out. I've seen them pull over on the side of the road and just throw bag after bag after bag of garbage right out into on the shoulder. I've seen them in Salt Lake just throw them out there. Everywhere I go, I see them, and it just, if you go into truck stops, they just throw their stuff out. There's this one truck stop in Florida that it looks like a freaking city dump. They don't ever clean it up, and where the trailers back at, they just dump all their crap back there. It's pallets, tires, crap bags, urine bottles, anything and everything. It's disgusting. It's just disgusting. And when it first started happening, one of the big things that I started noticing that was happening is that anytime you went to a truck stop, especially like the Flying J in Lodi, for instance, I'll just bring that one up. Let's say you go to the Flying J in Lodi, California. Well, when you get out, you might be very careful about when you get out, because you're going to step in a human feces mess. And then you can move to a different place. Well, it's everywhere. There's human feces everywhere. They crap in bags, and then they roll down the window and just throw it out there. And that is one of the biggest differences that I've seen since these green card holders have been over here with the truck stops, is all the garbage, just total disrespect for the country and so on. And then they have no respect for other drivers in the United States. They drive up to the fuel island and they get out and go take a shower and order something to eat while you got the fuel island backing up. And then they want to fight when you tell them that they shouldn't do it. And and then they drive around across the nation with these warriors with big knives and guns and stuff like that, you know, like we're warriors and we'll chop your head off. And, you know, they're trying to intimidate people. That's the reason why. Why else would you put warriors on the side of your truck or in your trailer? It's a form of intimidation. So they're trying to intimidate people and go around and dumping garbage, and then they don't. Lots of them don't pay attention because they don't have the training like you would have, or normal training for driving a truck. I personally believe when you drive a truck, it's not something you do in 2 weeks, which is what they do. They give them 2 weeks worth of training, and then they're gone. They put them out on the road. Well, I've been driving truck for 34 years, and I can tell you that it's an ongoing process of learning how to drive a truck. You never stop learning. But to do it in 2 weeks, man, that's why you're going to have so many people getting killed and so much property being destroyed. That's not enough training. And anyway, and another thing that's been going on, that if they feel like it and they just get tired, they just pull over on the freaking shoulder and go to sleep. If I pulled over on the shoulder, I would have the cops pull over and tell me to move on, or they'll tow my truck and put me in jail. But I see them everywhere, all across the nation, where these foreigners will just pull over on the interstate, just pull over on the shoulder and go to sleep. And you know, pulling over on the shoulder is only meant for emergencies, not for a place for you to pull over and throw your garbage out and your human feces and urine bottles and then go to sleep. But that's what they do. Another thing they do is they must have some kind of talent, because I'll see them with their seats all the way up and they'll drive with their knees and their feet while they're texting going down the highway. And I always have to watch them passing me, because when they're passing you, they're so caught up in what they're doing other than driving, they'll be all up in your lane and everything. And then as soon as they start passing, they're already coming over, so you got to watch them, because if you don't watch them, then they'll just rip your hood right off your truck. So you got to really stay on your toes. So the normal drivers that work here in America, that were raised here and trained here and taught how to drive properly, have to watch out for these green card holders, because they just drive crazy. They don't have no respect for our laws or our country, and there's no need for them. We don't need them. What we need is for the people that have been abusing and underpaying the American people to pay up and to show respect for people who are driving trucks and get them home on a regular basis so they can have a family life, and quit making promises that they'll get home and you know that they're not. And you know, they need to make a program. Well, yeah, you go out for 2 weeks and get 7 days off, and don't violate that 7 days down to the minute. You know, they got it. What they got is every week out earns a day off. So that means you go out two weeks and get 2 days off. And then, like I said, you get there on a Saturday and then making you leave on a Sunday. They need to stop doing that. That's wrong. What they should do is go 2 weeks out, give them 7 days off, down to the minute. And they should not be violating that time at home at all. They should have respect for these people that are driving these semi trucks, so that they can have a family life, you know, and they need to pay them. This job, if you're driving across the country, you should be earning $150,000 to $200,000 a year, especially in today's environment, the way everything is so expensive. They need to be comfortable, because they're doing one of the most dangerous jobs in America, and it comes with major sacrifices to their families, for them, for everybody involved. It takes major sacrifices to drive these trucks across country, and the big companies have worked a workaround by getting into the H-2B program, and the whole nation is feeling it. So, like I said, over 100,000 trucking companies have gone out of business, and that's companies. We're talking, hundreds of people per company, and not just one person driving. These companies are huge, so we're talking about millions of people that are unemployed, so that they can abuse the system and bring these foreigners in. And there's no telling what they're doing to these foreigners. No telling. So anyhow, I really don't want to talk about that anymore, and I've talked about it a lot because, trucking has always been a part of my life, and a big part of my life, and 34 years. So, and to see what it's turned out to be, and reasons why it's turning out to be that way, it's a pretty big deal. So, thought I'd share that with y'all. And this is Wycliffe, and I'm fixing to cross over the bridges. And I'm going to end the video here, because if I don't, when I get to the other side, there won't be any place to pull over. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for riding along. I'm not sure what the title will be for this video. It has to be something to get the views. We'll figure it out. But ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to share that with you. I don't know a whole lot about what's really going on, but I do know that much about it, and you can even learn that yourself by getting on Google and asking or typing it in. You can type it questions in, or you can ask AI. But you can see when you get your information, you'll get a better understanding of what's going on. And it's really sad, because we can't live without truckers. But what they're doing is that they're reaching out and bringing in all these foreigners, and that's not the way you solve the problem. The way you solve the problem is to make these billionaires that are ripping people off and lying to them and using them and abusing them, get them straight, make them act right, where they ain't mistreating truck drivers. And anyway, y'all have a wonderful day wherever you are. Have lots of fun. Don't forget to ring that bell. God bless, and later.